Hey guys, Liz Stapleton here from elizabethstapleton.com, and in this video I'm going to share with you why having a contract is essential for freelancers and what to take note of when you're reviewing that contract. Remember, if you like this video, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So let's dig into it. Why do freelancers need to use contracts? First of all, a contract is meant to protect both parties that sign. It protects you from not being paid for your work, and it protects your client from paying and not getting any work in return. So it should be sort of mutually beneficial. What you should do once you have the contract is, first of all, don't sign it right away, okay? Don't just be like, oh, here's my contract signed, send back. Take the time to review it. Make sure you understand the contractual relationship you're entering into. Are you a contractor or an employee? Chances are you want to be a contractor, not an employee, and chances are that's what they want too, because there's the whole benefits and taxes thing. And you want to know, okay, what constitutes confidential information and what are your requirements to keep it that way? Sometimes that could be, typically confidential information is stuff that's the company gives you for you to do the job that isn't in public purview. So that could be research, that could be a password to access something. It could be any number of things. So you want to make sure what your duty is there. And who owns the work product. So you're going to want to know that from the contract. Likely the client is going to own the work product, but you'll probably want to retain the right to use that product as part of your portfolio. One example where you might not have that right is if you're doing some sort of ghostwriting or ghost work, where the person you're doing it for is actually putting their name on it. You're also going to want to check to see if there's any restrictive clauses, things like non-compete and non-solicitation. Non-compete is a big one because saying you're not going to do this kind of work for their competitors, and if that's your full business, that may not work for you. So they either need to pay you for that exclusivity or they need to grant exceptions. So when I was freelance writing, I was writing for a personal finance site, or a couple personal finance sites, and I was getting ready to sign this new client. They sent over a contract and they had a non-compete. And I was like, hey, I write for other personal finance websites. What do you want me to do here? And they're like, oh, just give us the list and we'll exclude those, or we'll make exceptions that you can obviously continue to work for them. But sometimes they don't want to do that and they do want to non-compete, in which case they need to pay you for that because it's other work you're not doing. So you need to sort of be paid for that exclusive privilege. Another sort of restrictive clause would be non-solicitation. So saying you're not going to steal their clients or their employees. And then probably the part of the contract you're most familiar with is the deliverables expected, the timeline and the payment terms. So sometimes those are included in the contract itself. Sometimes it's included as an exhibit to the contract or an attachment to the contract. And it breaks down how much you're going to be paid, when work has to be done, all that kind of stuff. And then finally, you're going to need to know what happens if someone doesn't hold up their end of the contract. So if you don't get, if someone doesn't hold up their end of the contract, you want to know, is it going to be a lawsuit? Okay, in what jurisdiction? Is it going to be arbitration? Is it small claims court? You want to know what's going to happen if someone breaches the contract, basically. It's like, screw you. You want to be able to have legal recourse. Okay, so what should you do if a contract doesn't get sent to you? Well, it's always good to have your own contract template. So if you're a freelancer and you don't already have a contract template, get yourself one. Okay, there's a lot out there you can use. I actually offer a bundle of contract templates that are available for purchase on my website. I've included the link in the description. It includes a freelance writing contract, a freelance design contract, a freelance coaching services contract, and a freelance, I think, Pinterest services contract. But at the very least, even if you don't purchase that contract bundle, at the very least, check out the full blog post on my website that digs a little more into the detail of this and sort of some things you can expect. That link is also in the description below. And if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments. And please, like I said, if you like this video, please subscribe.